Oh yeah, here we go. Step one, check for a GCF and factor it out. So you're thinking, what can you divide out of 8 and 100 and 200? You know, what is the biggest number that they all have in common? And that would be a 4. So let's divide out a 4 from all 3 of these. And so we are left with 2x squared minus 25x plus 50. All right. 2 and 25 and 50, those won't divide by anything, not all 3 of them at least, won't divide by any of the same numbers. So since 25 is odd. So we're ready to jump to, this is actually the new problem, our GCF and then standard form. So we're ready to do step 3. But I want to stop and I want to go ahead and just really quickly tell you that this is the kind of problem that you're probably going to have to go back and watch again. Like you're probably, if you're struggling with this, it's not the kind of thing that you're going to get the first time through by any means. And so being honest about what you understand and what you don't is super important to being really strong in math and being able to say, I don't understand. I'm lost. I don't get it. Can you explain that again? Can you show me a different way to do that? Or can we go through this one more time? Something like that. Like all of those are honest things to say. And it can be scary to admit that, right? In this space, you're very safe because you're just watching a video. You can just back it up and watch it again and watch it again. And you can pause and you can work through some of the problem and then watch the next steps and stuff like that. So that is kind of nice. So I'm going to go through this and I'm not going to go very slowly. I'm going to kind of go through the problem. And I want you to know that that's the beauty of videos. You can just go back and rewatch the parts that were confusing to you. If you're not clear on how I got a certain part. So use that, apply that in your math class as best you can. The honesty piece, it's very important. Okay, so let's go back. We're on step 3, multiply A times C. So A times C means the A here and the C here. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 50 and I get 100. 2 times 50 is 100. All right, find factors of this number that add up to the B term. The B term is the number in the middle. Factors of 100 that add up to negative 25. Okay, so factors are like 2 and 50, 4 and 25. Those multiply to give us 100. 5 and 20. Hey, that might give us a 25. Now, it's got to be a negative when we add it together. So that means these would both be negative, and then it's got to multiply to be positive 100. So negative times negative is 100. So yeah, this is what I'm looking for. All right, those are my factors. So I'm going to rewrite it with 4 terms. The first term, and of course my computer wants to die. Let me plug that in. All right, the first term was 2x squared. And then these 2 terms, so minus 5, that's an x, minus 20, that's an x. And then C is the constant, that's the number at the end. So bring that down. All right, step 6, split it into 2 parts. So I'm going to draw a line down the middle and factor the greatest common factor out of each pair. So for 2x and negative 5x, they both have an x in common. That leaves 2. Oh, that was 2x squared. Sorry. So that leaves 2x. Yep. And here, when the x's divide out, then we have minus 5 left. All right. Over here, what do they have in common? If the leading number is negative, you always divide by a negative. These will both divide by 10. So let's do that. Negative 20 divided by negative 10 is positive 2. And that has an x on it. 50 divided by negative 10 is negative 5. Good. We're on track. Here's how I know. If both of the sets of parentheses are the same, that's a good sign. That tells you that you are on track to doing this correctly. Rewrite the greatest common factors from step 6 as one factor. So the greatest common factors from step 6 were the x and the minus 10. So that means that is one of my factors for my answer. And the parentheses is the other factor. So 2x minus 5 is the other factor. And then the final answer should include the GCF from step 1, which was a 4. So we'll put a 4 in front, and we have our final answer.